For tutorial number 9, we're doing the head setup. Let's go ahead and just kind of take a basic look at what the HUD's going to be. On the scene, if you go to the scene tab, inside of here, what you'll notice is the images. These images right here are actually part of the scene itself. They're not being called up as a separate, like a GUI element or item. These are actually sprites with textures on them. So if you remember from working over on the time lab, it was actually going over the very similar element right here. So what we want to do is set up enough of these that we're actually kind of creating the HUD is more of an art pieces rather than a GUI side set of pieces. Inside the hierarchy, if you go over to it, one of the things that you should notice is that we have quite a long list inside of our main camera and our HUD system now. You'll notice that the name's changing now to, rather than just main camera, we're getting main camera and HUD. Inside of it, if you have it opened, you'll notice that you'll have one HUD element here, and then you've got your cameras. Now, we also added one extra camera to it. Now, this is just kind of going over it again. If you want to try, you can just, very simple, just recreate the HUD camera, recreate these pieces. Easiest way to do that, for instance, on this, I would create a copy of my camera. And the copy of the camera, we just relabel it, rename it to camera HUD. And then for the layer type, notice over on the side, the layer is going to be HUD. Along with that, make sure this is full screen here. Along with that one is the culling mask. We actually just want to cull only objects with the layer HUD on it. We want to make sure the projection is orthographic and is default with the rest of them, the size 2.6. Right. The clear flag type is only the depth only. That way the only thing that gets rendered with this camera is just the HUD pieces. The depth for it is set for 2. We want to make sure it's in front of the rest of the scene objects. Alright, so if you're trying to recreate it, just be sure that your properties are set to those. Alright, along with that, the objects for the HUD itself, all of these items inside of here, notice are set onto the HUD for layer type. That way they get shown and they get rendered on that one camera. Inside of here, though, what we do have are 3 sprites. They're going to be for our timer. The timer for the first world, if you remember, is just a countdown timer. So we'll go ahead and set up 3 so we can count down from, I believe it's like, you can set it up to like 200 or 300 and then just have it counting down. Alright, along with that, we have the sprites showing the icons for coined and the icons showing for lives. So both of those will be inside the scene. We have an extra one in case you want to change the life type. If you want to go for more of the newer version, you can choose the life bar like this. It's got the 3 different pieces in it, so you can take it down one at a time. Alright, our main focus, though, is just going to be on this type. For each of these, you have, for the coins, we've got 3 setups, so you can get up to 100 to 300 and have it keep going up through it. And then for the lives, there's just a single one. We're taking it just up to, so if you get 9 lives, it'll just start back over at 0. And if you want to add additional, you could add additional to it. Alright, so that's basically the setup that we're currently using for the HUD pieces. In terms of what's going to be controlling all the pieces themselves, in the one game object here, controller HUD timer, you'll notice that we're going to be creating a script that's actually going to be holding our animation sprites. So each of these sprites will have 3 for the timer, and then we'll also have sprites set for the coins and the lives. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start. The next thing we're going to take a look at is setting up the scripts and making everything work for all of this.